Farm Boy Reef here. So today's episode of Coral Friday, I picked up you guys a really nice specimen. A lot of you guys have been asking me, they wanted to see this coral, so I ended up picking it up and show you guys. So the coral I got for you guys today is a Bicolor Frogspawn. It's a really nice piece. It's got lots of heads. It's a good size. I want to show you guys where I'm going to place it and the requirements, and then we're going to take it downstairs to the lab, and then we're going to coral dip it. So it's been here behind me here. It's been acclimating for about an hour and a half. Always make sure when you acclimate your corals, you don't want to stress them out. Put a little bit of your tank water in there, get the salinity the same, get your temperature the same in that bag so we don't stress that coral out. So requirements for the Bicolor Frogspawn, you want to keep it mid-level. It likes a moderate flow, moderate light, and we're going to mount it mid-level so it just has just enough light and just enough flow. So what we have to do here, we have to take this coral down to my lab. We're going to coral dip it with some reef primer, and we'll see what kind of results we get on there. We want to make sure we don't get any pests in there, guys. Any flatworms, aptasia, starfish, anything that we don't want in our tank is very important. So let's take this coral down to the lab. We're going to coral dip it, see what kind of results we get. Then we're going to bring it up. We're going to mount it in the area it needs to be. So let's head downstairs, guys. So I made it down to the lab. So what we have to do now is we got to coral dip this coral. So the coral dip I'm using today is going to be the reef primer by Polyp Lab, and have a lot of great results with this. So we have to get this coral in here. So what you need to do, you got to get 5 liters of water, of your aquarium water, get it in the bucket, and then you need 8 capfuls of the reef primer into the 5 liters. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. This reef primer will work great on your corals, and plus the one thing about it, it doesn't stress out your corals either. So after I get this all dipped up and everything, I'm going to show you the coral upstairs in the 220-gallon display tank just flourishing. So let's go ahead, let's mix up this dip. So we're gonna need 8 capfuls of the primer for 5 liters of water. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 capfuls of the reef primer and the 5 liters of water. So what we need to do is we have to mix this up, make sure it's all well dissolved before we put our coral in there. So we're just gonna mix that up, and then we're gonna get the Frogspawn. All right, so we got the coral dip all mixed up. So I want to bring you, this is our specimen for today, Frogspawn. If you look closely, there's lots and lots of flatworms on there. So this is what I've been looking for to show you how well this reef primer is going to work. It's going to melt these flatworms away. So let's get the coral into the dip. I'll go show you guys right away what's going to happen. All right, guys, so it's in the dip right now. Look at all the flatworms coming off. See them all? This is a great specimen. So just watch them here. So see all the flatworms? They're just coming off right now. This is why you always coral dip, and I've been having great results with the reef primer by Polyp Lab. I just want to show you guys. So that's why I got this specimen. It's got so many eggs and flatworms on it, just to show you guys. So see how the flatworms are just starting to fall off? So just start agitating the water a little bit, guys. You guys can see all the flatworms just coming off. So just by showing you guys like this, that's great results how well this new product by Polyp Lab is, the reef primer, coral conditioner. So there you go, there's a little pest starfish just came off as well. So as you guys can see, remember all the flatworms were all over the skeleton. You don't see any there anymore. Alright, so the Frogspawn has been there for 5 minutes. You guys just seen up close and personal how well the reef primer from Polyp Lab worked. I dropped that coral in there instantaneously. The flatworm started popping off. You can't beat that. And the one great thing about the reef primer as well, it doesn't stress out your corals. So as soon as we get this up in the 220-gallon display tank upstairs, this coral should start opening up and be stress-free. Then we're going to clean this coral up. We're going to take it upstairs, put it in the 220-gallon display tank, and we'll watch it open up. All right, so we got the Frogspawn. It's all been coral dip. You guys just seen all the flatworms that just came off it. So now we're flatworm free, pest free. So we just have to mount this coral now. So we're gonna use the Aquascape by DD, and I'm gonna mount it mid-level, so it has moderate flow, moderate light. So we're gonna use a 2-compound putty. You get the 2 pieces and just mold it together, and we just put it around the skeleton of the coral, and then we mold it right into the rock. So I have a perfect spot that I'm gonna put it, and then we're gonna turn the radions down, and we're gonna check it. All right, guys. So here's the Bicolor Frogspawn. We got her open. I got my reef link open. So let's turn our reds down. Let's turn our greens down. Let's turn our cruel whites down. So now we just have royal blues and blues on. So now you guys can see how much that's popping. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful. So after using the reef primer, Frogspawn,
is stress-free and it's doing great. So let's do a couple presets. Let's turn these back up. Let's go into preset mode. Let's pick polyfluorescent. Very nice. Let's go color radiance. So that is the frog spawn for this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Farm hands, thanks for tuning in for Coral Friday this week. I greatly appreciate you guys checking everything out. If you guys could please subscribe and hit the like button, we greatly appreciate it. So tune in next week for the next Coral Friday. You never know what coral I'm going to have. So if you guys want to see a coral next week, please leave your comments below and I'll see what I can do. So have yourself a great one. Thanks guys. Bye.